Hi everyone. Right now I'm gonna discuss about my project that my lecturer gave me. So I got a project to make an application or mobile software, um, an app that useful for many people in my country, which is Indonesia. So I'm bringing you this my project called Sleep Quality Matter. What is it? This video will discuss about SQM or sleep quality matter, some brief description and motives behind my app you need to know, and then the second one is how to or this is about how we quantify your sleeping habit into a score, and then the third one is the system, artificial neural network as technology this project used. So just let's get started. The first one, the motives behind my project is research conducted by Taylor et al. States that early adults between age 16 to 25 are mostly suffered insomnia. Jadi, penelitian yang dilakukan oleh Taylor et al. Di tahun 2011 ini menyatakan bahwa kalangan dewasa awal yang utamanya umur 18-25 tahun yang menjalankan perannya sebagai mahasiswa memiliki resiko besar mengalami penurunan kesehatan mental akibat stres yang dialami karena adanya tekanan akademik dan permasalahan pribadi lainnya. Nah, permasalahan ini dan pola hidup yang tidak sehat ini akan membawa organ tubuhnya dia tuh lebih beresiko terkena insomnia. Maka nggak heran kalau di Indonesia sendiri sebagian populasi utamanya di kalangan dewasa awal atau early adult ini mengalami insomnia, baik yang akut maupun yang masih tahap awal atau tidak terlalu mengganggu kehidupannya. So, SQM itu adalah an app built for those who has insomnia to help them maintain good sleep by calculating your sleeping habit. It also will guide you to discover some ways to recover. This app is based on Pittsburgh Sleeping Quality Index or PSQI, which quantifies sleeping habits into PSQI score. And how to quantize your sleeping habit? Before we discuss good and bad thing about PSQI and what is it, I'm gonna tell you why I use this. The first one is to provide a reliable, valid, and standardized measure of sleep quality. Dan yang kedua, the second one is to discriminate between good and poor sleepers. So the output of this app that using PSQI is they are good and poor sleepers. And then the third one is to provide an index that is easy for subjects to use and for clinicals and researchers to interpret. And the last one is to provide a brief, clinically useful assessment of variety of sleep disturbance that might affect sleep quality. There are 7 components of PSQI score. The first one is sleep quality, the second one is sleep latency, and then sleep duration, and then habitual sleep efficiency, sleep disturbance, and use of sleeping medication, and the last one is daytime dysfunction. These 7 components are subjects that build questionnaires or questions that PSQI use. So basically, PSQI is a clinically method that serves with several questions. And then how it works. So this is I got a workflow. The first one is questionnaires. There are 19 survey type questions related to sleeping habit. And the second one, there are 4 options on a 0 to 3 scale that are given, which related to how often you do the thing. So there are 4 options: not during the past month, less than once a week, once or twice a week, and then 3 or more times a week. The next one is scoring. It calculates each question's points into a global PSQI score. Jadi tiap questionnaire sini ada poinnya sendiri. Dia nggak semua pertanyaan yang ada di questionnaire sini mempunyai bobot yang sama, jadi beda-beda tergantung dari seberapa berpengaruhnya habit itu ke skor yang menentukan dia insomnia atau tidak. Dan terakhir ada results, determine between good or poor sleepers scoring according to the global PSQI score. Yang tadi ini yang saya sebutkan ada 2 result, good or poor sleepers. And then we're gonna talk about the technology. I use artificial neural network, specifically backpropagation. What is backpropagation? It's an algorithm for supervised learning of artificial neural network using gradient descent. Calculation of the gradient proceeds backwards through the network, with the gradient of the final layer of weights being calculated first, and then the gradient of the first layer of weights being calculated last. Partial computations of the gradient from one layer are used in the computations of the gradient for the previous layer. So this backward propagation of errors is very similar to the forward computations that calculates the neural network's output. Thus, calculating the output is often called the forward phase, while calculating the error terms and derivatives is often called the backward phase. While going in the forward direction, the inputs are repeatedly recombined from the first layer to the last by product sum dependent on the weights and transformed by nonlinear activation functions. In the backward direction, the inputs are the final layer's error terms, which are repeatedly recombined from the last layer to the first by product sum dependent on the weights and transformed by nonlinear scaling factors. This process is repeated until the final output reach minimum threshold with acceptable error value. So this is how backpropagation processes the data. So the data enter the input layer and then goes to hidden layer. The last one is output layer, and between these layers, the numbers are counted with weights of each layer. And if the output reaches the threshold, it will become the final result. But if it doesn't reach the threshold yet, it will have a backward phase and enter the input layer again, and then looping like before until it reaches the threshold. Then the implementation. The first one, the components of questionnaires are weighted based on user choice option. Then this scores processed as input data with variations added, such as amount of neurons consisted in hidden layer and learning rate. So on a hidden layer, there are some neurons that we can set how many neurons in there in this layer. Last one is the looping the system using backpropagation method until minimum threshold is reached. The output is between good or poor sleepers. So this application or SQM sleep quality meter has 3 points. The first one is what affects. SQM will give you knowledge about habits affected your sleep according to the questions given on the questionnaires. And then second one is how to heal. The survey type questions gave you insight to heal yourself because you already know what do's and don'ts to recover your sleeping habit. And then the third one is change habit. Habit will change could give better results on the second test. So you have to take this SQM test 2 times before you take any medication or healing process, and then the second one is after the healing process or the therapy. So thank you have watched this video until the end. I think that's all that I can share to you today. Oh yeah, this presentation or this video is presented by me, Nur Khalisah Hasna from Biomedical Engineering, Faculty of Science and Technology, Airlangga University. So thank you so much and bye!